Am I too tall to transition from male to female? I'm 16, but 6'2". I'm scared that if I transition, I won't pass as a woman. I know I'm trans, and it pains me that I feel so insecure about my height. This has been the only thing holding me back from being my true self. Am I too tall to transition male to female? No.
Nope, not at all.
No, I'm 6'2".
Lilith, how tall are you?
6'2".
Yep, I am 5'11".
Probably in better shape than I am.
You're also 16. You're going to look amazing.
Yeah. Oh.
And by the time you are 19 and 20, you are going to be a 6'2" goddess.
Yeah.
And, okay, hot tip, like, yeah, it is tall here in the United States. In Holland, that's like how tall cis women are. Like, if you go to like Europe and Northern Europe especially, like that's just kind of like the average height for women is around 5'11", 6'1". Like, and so no, you're not too tall, and tall women are hot as fuck and always have been. And I want you to just, okay, now I don't know where because you know you're a trans woman, so I don't know where your sexual orientation lies, and that also may change. Mine definitely amended. But I always had a special place in my heart for tall women, and still do. And that is very much a thing. So don't you worry about it. Like, that's the thing. The other thing is, I think it's a general thing that you definitely, a lot of trans women, we want to pass. I like passing. I wanted to pass, like, and I think I do these days. I don't really know. You never really know. You're always going to have dysphoria, and like, so your height might be it, and I get it. Here's the other thing. This is going to sound fucking wild, and it might not happen to you, but I've seen it happen, especially when you start young. If you start like now, and you may actually lose height. As I have known trans women that started in their 20s, that started HRT, and that lost 2 inches in height, and that lost like 2 shoe sizes. Like, and that's a thing that like doctors and like think they tell you that that's not possible, but I've seen it. I've seen it with my eyes. Like, and it's like, oh shit. Like I've witnessed it. And so it is a thing, despite what they say. And like, I'm not saying that will happen to you. Yeah. It didn't happen to me.
Everyone's different.
Any height, but I also didn't start HRT till I was in my 40s, and I think that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I did not. My shoe size didn't go down. I did not get any shorter. Yeah. I did lose 2 inches, but that's another story.
My feet got way better looking.
Oh my god, you just talked right past that. That was like really funny.
Fuck, I missed it.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Maybe one of our eagle-eared listeners got it. It was really good. Here's pluses to being like a super tall woman.
I feel like an octopus on a tree.
You just need your sunglasses. These aren't sunglasses, otherwise that would really work.
I'm not even gonna. I can't even eat that piece of bread.
Yeah. So, plus, 6'2". There's nothing better than like the first time a lesbian asks you to step on her. I think that's a real treat. You know, all the things that women like about having tall men, like. If you're into women, they like that about tall women too. But also, everyone's different. So yeah, maybe people won't be. Not everyone's going to be into a 6'2" trans woman, but they're out there. Okay. And that goes without saying. Just not everyone's into trans women, and not everyone's into everyone. Like, I mean, everyone's different. People have different tastes, and you can't spend like. There will be no shortage of men and women that are excited about a 6'2" trans woman. Yeah. Like, there's no shortage of that. And like you'll be fine. You'll get suitors. In fact, you will probably find that before too long. I'm gonna pull this away from that conversation and just say, here's the thing: if your height's causing you dysphoria, not starting HRT and not doing something about just your dysphoria is not going to make that any better. And
right. Your dysphoria doesn't get better with age.
And all the things that I was afraid of, being 6'2", having size 14 feet, being a chunky girl, all those things, I still want to be healthier, and I still want to be in better shape for myself. But they don't carry like those dysphoric things like that I was afraid of, that I would never pass. Do I pass? I don't know. Yes, we all want to pass. I don't really spend any time worrying about that. I'm just trying to be.
You do stop caring after a while.
I just try to look like I want to look.
You feel so much better.
Yeah, I look how I look, and I love how I look.
Exactly.
Minus a few pounds.
You get there.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, we all want to look better. We all want to look better. We all want to look different. No one's happy. And like, I hate the phrase like this is something a lot of older cis women will say, like, when you first come out, it's like, welcome to womanhood, like with whatever thing you complain about. And it's real dismissive and stupid. Yeah. But like, there's some truth to it, which is part of being a woman is like, there is the estrogen does it, like it adds like this jealousy factor like that just simply wasn't there for me before. Like it's like it was there a little bit, but like it was just amplified, and it's not because you're trans, it's because you're a woman, and like you're gonna notice that you're gonna be like, oh, fuck her, fuck that bitch with her beautiful perfect waist and her slim waist and she's 5'8" and she's fucking hot, and like she fits into all these clothes, and fuck her. And like you're gonna say that to yourself, and then you're gonna be like, oh, why did I say that? She's awesome. Like, why would I be mean to her in my mind? Why did I curse her? And you're gonna feel bad. And like it's like, but that's that thing. This is part of it. Like it is part of it. And like you have to you'll get there. You'll get to the point where like it's like you're just gonna learn to be happy with the way you are. And just and part of that does come with just like it is like it takes time, and you get a few years in and your heel starts to even, and you just the main thing is like you're just gonna feel so much physically and emotionally better like on HRT and on estrogen, and you're just gonna start feeling right. And that's going to kind of make up for everything else. Yeah. Like in the end, the rest of that stuff just kind of washes away, because it's just like you're so thankful and so appreciative that you just feel good for the first time in your life. Like, and that's so huge.
Yeah. And it goes back to like I said, it's the dysphoria. It's like, you have dysphoria. It's caused by
Everyone
your height.
Does.
Not starting your hormones is not going to help your dysphoria. Starting your hormones isn't going to make your dysphoria go away. You know, it might lessen. No. You might learn how to deal with it better, but it's always just going to be
fluctuate. It's going to lessen and amplify. It's going to be this wild ride for the first year.
But if you don't start, you're going to carry that with you as bad as it is until you do start. And so, that's the main thing to worry about. And everyone has things that they're differently dysphoric about. So
I feel dysphoric all the time. Yeah. I mean, I'm 4.5 years in, and I feel like I even look pretty good. And like it's just like, but I still feel. I have those days where I wake up and I just see boy in the mirror, and I'm just like, I don't think, but we all do. That's just part of being trans. Like it's just a part of it. Yeah. Like I don't think anyone truly gets past that. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. But the point is, don't not start because you're dysphoric about this one thing that you don't think will change. Because a lot of other things will change, and it'll lessen that dysphoria. And
I don't think she's saying that she's not going to do it. I think she's saying this is why I haven't done it yet. Yeah. But maybe it is. Maybe that is what she's saying. But like
being 6'2", and being 6'2" is not
a bad thing.
That's not freaking like you 6'2".
It's tall for a woman, but I've met taller cis women than that.
I don't feel like I stand out at 6'2", that people are like, oh, look at this coming down the street. Now, if I wear my 4-inch pumps and I stride through the city at 6'5", then I do get stares. And I wear those.
Well, I mean, I also like
stairs.
even when I don't wear heels and I'm just in flats, I'm still taller than most men, and there's positives that come with that, because like you can actually walk by them, and I a lot of men are either or both intimidated by that or super like turned on, but you can see it in their faces. Like there's some guys that are like, yeah, and then there's other guys that are like, I think you can see that. Like, I don't know what to do.
Full disclosure, I'm not looking at anyone else's faces when I'm out and about. I don't care.
You don't look at people's faces. You're just
care.
like, you're just like.
Well, first of all, I'm so high up that I'm looking at
Stop, pause. We're going back to this.
What?
Not just
like
blowing
walking down
you
a
don't
busy
look
street,
at people's faces.
If like I'm walking down the street and I'm not like checking people out and looking at their faces. No, I'm focused on.
You don't look at people.
Not intently I don't know. We've had this conversation
like you don't
before.
see people's faces.
I mean,
what is that? What are you talking about?
I see them, but I don't like look to make eye contact or look to get like they're just.
You don't notice people's facial expressions.
No,
walking around and navigating.
I'm not
Earth.
looking at their faces. I don't care.
What are you looking at?
The tops of their heads because I'm so tall.
What? You're taking it because you're a performer and you learned that whole. So there's an old trick, and I'm gonna guess you know it, which is like when you're like public speaking or performing in front of an audience.
Look at the tops of their heads.
Look at the tops of their heads, and it looks like you're looking in their eyes.
Honestly, honestly, if I'm performing on stage, I'm more likely to see your face than I would be if I was walking down the street.
That's fucking buck wild to me. Like, how do you not look at people? Like, how do you not do that?
What do I care?
That's wild. Like, that's so like outside of like my understanding of the world. Like, of course I look at people. I look at every single person there is. I look at all of them. I love looking at people. I love people. I love to see them and see what they're up to. Like, what's going on in that brain of yours, you little rascal?
Ugh. I live in America in 2023. I don't know what's going on in people's brains.
Oh my goodness, we have such different takes on this. This is incredible. Yeah. Here's what I'm going to start doing. When we get together and we hang out, like, and we walk around together, I'm going to just do all the looking for us. And then I'll just like, okay, there's a person.
Point out the highlights.
Man, I'm going to just describe things to you and narrate what I'm seeing and my observations of the human condition.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is part of the reason why, like, people, trans people say, "Oh, I was at the store."
My man's got bushy eyebrows, and his eyes are a little closer to the center of his head than maybe I would think they should be. That's what I think about. How do you know
this isn't going to screw up my life? Now that I'm going to come home and I'm going to be noticing everyone's faces, and it's going to drive me insane.
I don't know how you could have not done this up to this point in your life.
I just don't. I don't know.
It's wild to me.
I just feel like this is the thing, though. Like, people, like trans people, like, oh, I was at the store and people were staring at me and someone gave me a dirty look. And like, I've never noticed anyone give me a dirty look, but I'm not looking for their looks anyway.
Well, see, that I don't think that happens all that much. I think it depends on where you are, but like, I don't. No. Yeah.
When I go out, people notice me. I don't have to.
Well, you're not. You don't have exactly a small personality.
Just a wallflower.
Just little mouthy Lilith, just in the corner by herself, not minding her own business.
Just a little quiet.
Don't mind me, I'm just little Zarling here, not drawing any attention to myself. I'm just here to get my potato chips, and I'll be out of your way in a second.
But yeah, you're 6'2". You're gonna be fabulous. You're
all right. Yeah, you're gonna be gorgeous. Drop that gorgeous. Think about like the supermodel possibilities.
Yeah.
For you.
To go back to our first question, your normal is gonna be completely new, and it's gonna be what you make of it. And
it's gonna take a minute to get there too. And by a minute, I mean probably a couple years.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while. Transitioning is not a fast process, and that first year is rough, and it's amazing. It's
a blast.
Extreme highs and extreme lows, it's very variable. It's ups and downs and big ones, but it's some of the best. It'll be some of the best times of your life and some of the hardest, but it is incredible. It is. I would almost love to get that back.
You really had
that first year back. It was like, wow.
You really had a chance there to quote "Tale of Two Cities" and you biffed it. You're like, it'll be the best of times. It'll be the not so good times.
Yeah.
Speaking of good times,
I feel like life is peppered with chances to quote that line from Tale of Two Cities. Like, I feel like it'll come up again.
Every person starting their transition in 2023. the best of times. It's the worst of times.
It was the mask of times. It was the worst of times.
It was the musk of times. It was the worst of times.
It was the Zuck of times.
The Zuck of times. Everyone has something. I bet you every person who was thinking about starting their transition had one thing, whether it's height, whether that's their build, whether that's their shoulders, whether that's their facial hair or their body hair. There's always one reason you're just like, this is never going to work for me, and really frame it as a thing where like, this is medicine to help me ease my dysphoria, and it's not about it's going to make me magically into something I'm not. It's the first step in really defining who you are.
I mean, it kind of does do that, though.
First of all, it doesn't magic. No, it's.
I mean, that depends on what your definition of magic. I call it fucking magical.
I was thinking more magical, like you're not gonna spin around and be like 5'6" with the boobs you want, and you're it's the first step.
You might end up being 5'11" with the boobs you want.
Whatever happened to you yes-anding me? Like, this is not that.
That's right. I'm supposed to do that. This is not
that big a point you're making.
I know I'm being antagonistic, and I'm so sorry. It's that octopus influence.
I think the main thing is everyone has that.
Octopus is amazing.
Everyone has something that they're thinking, I'm not going to transition because of whatever it is about them is going to make this difficult for them. And it's not about taking care of that difficult thing. It's about taking the first step towards your own happiness and towards being the person you want to be. And that medication is there to help you for that. And it's not about turning you into something. It's about helping you transition into this next part of your life. And, if you have, like I said, the ones I always hear, my broad shoulders, my height, my body size, and my body hair. Everyone
your shoulders narrow, your frame evens out, like you do all of that. Like it's a funny thing because I don't know, it might be better now, but like even the 4.5 years ago when I started HRT, like the narrative that I got from like my doctor who was a transgender specialist, I got such like a picture, like this is what hormones do and a list of things, and this is what they don't do. And there was like a sheet of paper like that I was like handed that had a list of expect this, don't expect this. And like there were a lot of things that list was all wrong. It was like there were a lot of things on the do not expect list that happened.
I think it's not they should there. It's like, don't expect this to happen because everyone's experience is different. Yeah.
Everyone's different. But I'm just saying, like, there was a list of like, this is what hormones do and this is what they do not do. And the list was wrong. Like, it just was wrong. Like, and it was like and you're going to find that, like, I mean, it's good advice to go into it with minimal expectations, because no matter what expectations of you had, you're gonna get just T-boned with like wild shit that you did not expect. You are gonna get caught off guard like on a regular basis. It still happens to me now, 4.5 years. It's less so, but like every now and then I'll like go and be doing something. I'll be in the shower. I'll be like, whoa, that's new. Like, it's like, okay, here's a new thing. Okay, all right, like, I guess we're doing this now. Like Lilith said, don't use anything as an excuse not to start. If you know you're a trans woman and you can get HRT and you want to start HRT, then start HRT. Like, the sooner the better, and the better you're going to feel, and like the better you're going to look, and that's everything. But it counts. We all want to look good. And the reality is the longer you don't start HRT, like the harder it is for the hormones to work. Like, but you're young enough, or even if you waited a little while, you'd still be fine. And you're going to be fine no matter how long you wait. But don't put it off because you're afraid of like one little thing. Yeah. Like, it's not going to matter. And then the other thing about it is like, it's like passing or not, like, you're a trans woman and that's in and of itself just fine. Yeah. Like, you know what you're going to look like? You're going to look like a transgender woman, just like I do, just like Lilith does, just like every other trans woman out there. It's like, trans women are women, that's true. What trans women aren't is cis women, and we're never going to be cis women. And the fact that you shouldn't try, it's never a thing you're going to be, and it's never a thing I'm going to be, and that's okay.
It's just fine. It's great.
Yeah.
No,
it's okay. We're just trans women, and we're awesome. We're fucking rad.
And now you know our secret, and you can go and you can fearlessly start your hormone therapy. Yeah. and join me in the Tall Girls Club.
Experience the joy, and hang out in the Tall Girls Club. Hang out with all the other tall women and be awesome.